What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, and today we're going to be talking about almost what is like a love story between two men that always seem to be crossing paths and ended up destined to be with each other. One a manager, one a player, one by the name of Roberto De Zerbi, the other by the name of Sandro Tonali. And both of them have been recalling the time of how De Zerbi has brought Tonali to Tottenham Hotspur. And it's quite interesting, isn't it?
It's romantic.
It is romantic.
Brings a tear to your eye.
So let's get into it. So first from Roberto De Zerbi. And he says, the story is very simple. I saw Sandro wanted to leave before the end of the season, maybe before our Chelsea game. And we had one friend in common. He's the team manager of Brescia. I read one story about Sandro which said Tonali is leaving Newcastle in the summer. And I sent a message to my friend to say, hey, inform Sandro, if we stay up, I go for him. After 10 minutes, my friend answered. I said to him, and he said, Sandro. I said to Sandro, and he's open. I said, now we need to win one game and stay up. I watched Newcastle's game against West Ham, 90 minutes like this. And Sandro played very well in the first half. I said to myself, if I stay up, I come to you. I come to you. I come to you. When we won when we won the last match with Everton, the day after the game at 4 p.m, I sent a message to Sandro. Sandro, I want to speak to you. After 10 minutes we spoke. After 2 days I went back to Italy and we met in his home because I didn't want to invite him in my home because I thought maybe he's not comfortable in my home. I preferred to go to his home to keep him in the right condition to say yes, why not? For me, nothing changed. Brescia is so small. I spent 2 weeks there, and with him as well, I met him 2 or 3 times in the city. I think this might be Tonali's section. Yeah, I think that was Tonali's section. But it's quite sweet, isn't it? 10 minutes after the final whistle at Everton. You know, he said to us in that press conference, now we put this in the back of our minds and now we start focusing on next season. I didn't take it quite literally like that.
Yeah, Zerbi describes it as if it's like someone he's just crossed paths with many times, but the timing has never been right. It's never clicked. And then all of a sudden, it's all come together. It's really, really beautiful, and it's just quite funny how De Zerbi puts it, because it's like I want to stay up so I can get Tonali, not so we can be in the Premier League next season. That's why we need to stay in the Premier League, so I can finally get together with Tonali. And yeah, clearly this has been something De Zerbi's laser focused on, and something that he's, as he self-described, he's like a shark. He doesn't take no for an answer, and Tonali clearly was convinced by it. And I think when you've got a manager that's that kind of passionate about bringing you to the football club, it's hard to say no to that, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It really is. And I think it's quite a nice story there from De Zerbi. I don't know, is that called tapping up?
Yeah, of course not.
It sounds like tapping up to me. Season's not just finished. Within 10 minutes, he's like, and even before then, he's sending out messages through his friends saying, come on, get Sandro Tonali to Spurs. It's fascinating, really. So from Tonali's side, he brings a story and he says, Brescia is so small. I spent 2 weeks there, and him as well. I met him on 2 or 3 times in the city. But not just him. I met with my old team manager in Brescia. I met 2 times with Roberto Baggio. I spoke with De Zerbi when he was in Sassuolo and at Marseille and Brighton. We spoke every time because we are Italian, we are from Brescia, and it's a mini connection together. We spoke about him, about his work, about the passion he puts in every day, every single moment with the team for this work. And I think now, after 2 weeks, I know everything. Everything is real. All gaffers are different. I spent 3 years with Eddie Howe, and he's fantastic, especially for me. But now I found a different gaffer who works a lot on the pitch, a lot with tactics, a lot with the ball. We love to play with the ball because we are a big team with big players. We spoke about Brescia, about our tough situation with our team. I don't know if you know, apparently they're about to go into like administration or something, Brescia. They're in deep trouble. There was also a looming presence of Man City, so this isn't a quote, but Tonali was instantly won over by De Zerbi. So Tonali said, honestly, I spoke with another team and I spoke with Tottenham. It was totally different. The first thing was after last season, I spoke with my wife. We wanted a change in our life, but not just for the city. We wanted to change everything. We spoke with 2 clubs. When we spoke with Tottenham, we decided to sign for this team, not just for the city, but for the people and for the way they spoke. They spoke with 100% passion, 100% seriousness for this city, for my life outside of football, for my family. Okay, it's like 10%. Roberto and the director made the difference to the deal. If you are happy here with your manager, a manager you already know in this city, your family is happy, my wife, she is happy, totally it's different. It's quite interesting, he spoke to, which I'm assuming it's Man City and Tottenham. De Zerbi was the key factor why he joined us.
It's quite
Man City.
I love the quote. He says, "I know everything, and everything is real." Like as if he's like been speaking to De Zerbi. He's heard about his methods, but is it really true? Are you really that passionate?
The myth of De Zerbi.
Yeah, is this? I mean, I know I'm speaking to you, but I've never been in your dressing room. I don't know how true it is. And he goes, now he's walking and he's like, oh my god, it's all real. Everything he described, it's all true. It's all true. I can't believe it. I absolutely love that. And I think obviously we've heard like things about him and his wife, like not him and his wife, but like when they were in Milan, how she wasn't quite meshing with Newcastle compared to Milan and stuff like that. So
she wants that big city.
Yeah, exactly. Come to London, can make all the difference. And we've seen like players. I know Newcastle have been in stronger positions, but than us previously. Like I remember we went for Maddison. They were in for Maddison, but yet he came to us. A lot of a big part of it is because we were in London, and that can obviously sway something. But he said that it was only 10% of the decision. He said the main part was De Zerbi and the director. I wonder which one he's talking about, but he said the director.
I reckon it was Vinay.
And they did the convincing, but I think it's mainly Roberto, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. He goes on to say, I spoke with Tottenham and the first impression is a big thing. My first impression was really positive. I spoke after 2 minutes with my wife and my family, and I said probably it'll be one of the best decisions of my career. When you are happy after a 10-minute chat, it's everything. Everything is perfect. The gaffer was Italian. Roberto, I knew him. Roberto really cares about his work, his football. He said the project will be tough, but we will be perfect for me, for you, for the city, and we can have one of the best seasons because we have big players. We just have to put in a lot of work. So you're saying just 10-minute chat, that's all it took?
Yeah. Don't need longer. I mean, they've been chatting for years, so I think only 10 minutes just to wrap it up. But yeah, it's quite incredible considering the options that he has. That's how much of a difference Zerbi made in convincing him.
Yeah, he said we stayed 3 years in Newcastle, and after 3 years, we spoke all together, me and my family, and decided to come back to Italy. But it was impossible for the money. He said it was really tough for us, but tough for the deal. For the team, not for the salary. For the salary, you can speak all the time, but you don't find the money for the transfer. You don't have the chance to move. England was our solution, and we found the best solution in England for me, for my career, for my football, and for my happiness, for my family. I spoke with 2 teams. I knew within 10 or 15 minutes that Tottenham would be my next team. So it kind of like plays like he does want to be back in. He sounds like he's homesick. He wants to be back in Italy. That's not possible because of the finances, and he won't be able to. No Italian team can basically afford him.
I think he wants to be back in Milan. That's the thing. I think he loves Milan. I think he's a boyhood Milan fan. I think it was his dream to play for Milan when he was doing his dream, and he didn't leave because he wanted to leave. They sold him because they wanted the money.
They needed the money,
and he never really wanted to go.
Yeah. But I think he'll feel more at home here with an Italian manager, more Italians in the squad as well. So anyway, he goes on and says, it's nice, so many staff, 3 Italian players. It's funny because sometimes we speak more Italian than English, but it's fine because I was at Newcastle and I just spoke English for 3 years. I only spoke Italian in my house with my wife, so it was a bit different. The first thing was to get the best deal for Newcastle. I met there some of the best people in football. They love football, they live for football, and when I decided to move, I said to my agent and to the sporting director, Ross Wilson, that I wanted the best deal for Newcastle because they deserve everything. And if I have to move, then I can say hello in 2-3 years to you or to Eddie. If we meet in 10 years, I want to go for a good dinner. I want the staff of Ross because they are great people. This is football sometimes. You have to understand how everything can change in your life in 5 minutes. This work for football, you finish at 35, 36, 37. It's really quick. You have to take opportunities in life. But when you finish, you can speak with all the people.
So I guess when you're talking about him really wanting a good fee for Newcastle, he must have really appreciated the fact that Tottenham were willing to put the money on the table. When you look at the other teams, they weren't willing to match that offer. So when he sees at Tottenham, obviously he liked De Zerbi, he liked the chat with the club, and then you see, okay, they're willing to put 100 million. That's a really good fee for Newcastle. Ticks all the boxes.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of like the end of that kind of like story, but I just thought it was really interesting. It feels like a story of a manager and a player that were always destined to come together at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy and I'm delighted actually that Tottenham is that place that they found a home to together.
And I think when you've got that kind of relationship, just even outside of football, like that, and they've been talking to each other for years. They've been talking about maybe one day, he'll be the coach and he'll be the manager, and he'll be playing under him one day. And now it's come to fruition. Like that, hopefully, will translate on the pitch to that little bit extra, more extra understanding,
exactly, yeah.
That passion, that understanding, and also like he doesn't want to let down his friend, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, you're talking about you want to build a squad that's like kind of a band of brothers, but that when that's the manager, I guess it could work two ways, can't it? Because if Tonali does underperform, then is there going to still be that bond between like De Zerbi and Tonali? Like how would De Zerbi deal with that if Tonali does step out of line? Is he going to be one of his like favoured players regardless? I've seen that with managers before.
Yeah, I don't think De Zerbi is going to take shit from anyone. Doesn't matter who he is. Obviously, he's tried really hard to get Tonali, but he's not going to let Tonali step out of line. No chance. He wouldn't let that do it with anyone.
Yeah. I'm just saying before, like previous managers, have always sometimes had their favourites and stuff. And even like have given them more leeway than maybe other players. I
understand
if Tonali will get that from De Zerbi, but I probably do agree with you that De Zerbi will not take shit from anyone. But look, a lovely story. Maybe we'll hear about the Mateus Fernandes one as well.
Well, they talk. He speaks about his relationship with Fernandes in the interview. Yeah, and talks about playing together. How he says, I think De Zerbi said, Tonali says, De Zerbi wants our relationship to be 100% on and off the pitch, and already we have a top relationship off the pitch, and it's all about developing it. And I think he said, what did he say? He said that, what did he say? I'm trying to remember now. He said with Fernandes, he was talking about who's going to play number 8 and who's going to play number 6. And he said, for me, like I've been number 6 in Newcastle, but I think Fernandes is going to be more of the number 6. He's got more number 6 qualities than I do, and he's going to kind of be more sitting, which I find also kind of interesting. And also that was it. He was talking about how De Zerbi was telling them how it's going to be really difficult. You're going to have to take a lot of information and you're going to develop, because you both come from different teams and different systems. So it's going to be difficult to develop that partnership. But I want you to be 100%. And then they both went into like the few training sessions. Like he was saying how we were like going into saying it's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard. And he said after one training session, like it's going to be easy. I think I think it's going to be all right. I think we're going to have a good relationship.
Yeah.
So that was encouraging.
You look at Tonali and Mateus Fernandes, and you think with the qualities that they have, they should be easily gellable. You know what I mean? And look, it'll be different when the Premier League comes around, and obviously we're just in pre-season right now, and maybe it will take a couple of games, but I think it will happen quite quickly.
Have we seen them played together yet?
Yeah, they played together in the first game, didn't they? Against MK
so
Dons.
not since then.
Not since then, no.
So we need more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll see it again. No, we won't see it against Chelsea.
So it'll have to be
in the game after that against Getafe. I think it is. So look, match made in heaven in central mid. Match made in heaven with De Zerbi and Sandro Tonali. Let's hope that we keep getting that kind of caliber sign.
We've got in the team. We've got his long lost lover in Tonali. We've got his son in Van Hecke. What next?
Well, you got a few relationships there. You got the relationship that they're trying to build now with Tonali and Mateus Fernandes. You got the one with Tonali and De Zerbi. You've also got the relationship with Van der Ven and Van Hecker as well at centre-back, which could blossom. And then you would expect maybe whoever the starting wingers are, they need to build that relationship with the fullbacks, with Porro and Kudus, and whoever starts at left-back and whoever our left winger will be. So
all these dynamics I'm loving.
Yeah, and you'd think, like, when we were at our prime with Pochettino, that's what you really saw, didn't you? You saw those connections on the pitch and those partnerships on the pitch all over. We had it, you know. So hopefully we can start to build that up again. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Was this a match always destined to happen with Roberto De Zerbi and Sandro Tonali? But by judging what they say, it seems like it. But yeah, thank you for joining in and listening to the love story. And let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.